Hello, everyone, and welcome back to CINECALIBER. Today, we're diving into one of the most thought-provoking films of the 2024 year, Alex Garland's Civil War. Now, I'll be honest, after finally knocking this one off my backlog, I wasn't expecting it to hit as hard as it did. But here we are, and I can't stop thinking about it. This movie paints a chilling portrait of a fractured America, and while I'm not here to get political, it definitely made me reflect on just how close we could be to a scenario like this. I'll break down the plot, discuss the standout moments, and explore where the film fell short. By the end, I'll give you my final rating, but I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments too. So let's get started. We will start first with the plot summary. Civil War is set in a near-future United States torn apart by internal conflict. The country has fractured, with an authoritarian federal government battling against various secessionist factions. The most prominent of these factions is the Western Forces, a coalition of Texas and California. The story follows Lee Smith, a seasoned war photographer played by Kirsten Dunst, who's seen the worst humanity has to offer. Alongside her is the ambitious young photographer Jesse Colin, veteran reporter Joel, and their mentor Sammy. Their goal? To journey from New York City to Washington, D.C., capturing the raw reality of the war and hopefully interviewing the president before rebel forces reach the capital. It's a high-stakes, adrenaline-filled ride, but what makes it even more powerful is how it humanizes the people navigating this conflict. So we're going to get into what was a hit, the good. First off was the cinematography. It hit very hard in this film. The visuals were basically really wow. The cinematography in Civil War is nothing short of breathtaking. Garland's use of long, immersive one-shots pulls you right into the chaos. Every frame feels deliberate, from the scorched forest to the haunting cityscapes. One scene that particularly stuck with me was the burning forest. As the flames consumed everything, the beauty and horror were impossible to ignore. It's a visual metaphor for the devastation of war, and Garland uses moments like these to keep you emotionally hooked. Another standout thing in this film was Kirsten Dunst's career-defining performance. I have to give it to her. This might just be her most powerful performance yet. Gone are the damsel in distress days of the Spider-Man trilogy. Here, she's gritty, determined, and layered. She portrays Lee as someone hardened by the horror she's witnessed, yet still clinging to a sense of duty. In the supporting cast, Wagner Moura, Kaylee Spaney, and Stephen McKinley Henderson all brought their A game. The dynamic between Lee and Jesse was a standout, with Spaney's character growing more hardened and disillusioned as the film progressed. And let's not forget Jesse Plemons. His brief but unforgettable role delivered one of the most nerve-wracking scenes in the movie.
There's some kind of misunderstanding here. What? Well, you're American, okay? Okay. What kind of American are you? You don't know?
There was also some really good thought-provoking themes. Civil War doesn't hold your hand or push a clear agenda. Instead, it challenges you to think. The film forces viewers to confront their own biases and question how societal divisions can escalate. It's not about picking sides. It's about understanding the human cost of conflict. I also appreciated how the film tackled the ethics of war journalism. The moral dilemmas Lee and her team face, capturing suffering without intervening, are pretty gut-wrenching. It's a powerful reminder of the blurred lines between documentation and exploitation. It's something I've really never seen before, but this film really brings it out well. And there's also some really good, intense action sequences. If you're like me, I love a good action sequence, and you won't be disappointed. The third act is particularly jaw-dropping. The urban warfare scenes are chaotic, visceral, and terrifyingly realistic. Garland's choice to keep the camera up close and personal made me feel like I was right there alongside the journalists. It's one of the most immersive depictions of war I've seen in a long time. And, you know, I thought that was a hit, guys. We're going to get into what was a miss, the bad. Like every film, pretty much, it's not perfect. Here's where Civil War stumbled a bit for me. First was the lack of political depth. While I appreciated the film's refusal to take sides, I found myself wanting more context about the conflict. The motivations of both the federal government and the Western forces were left too vague. Understanding the stakes would have added much needed emotional weight to the journalist's journey, in my opinion. Then there was just the underdeveloped characters. For a film so centered on human experiences, some of the characters just felt underwritten. Lee and Jesse, as I said earlier, had a strong arc, but Joel and Sammy could have used way more backstory. Even just a few extra scenes diving into their perspectives would have elevated the emotional impact I felt. And then there was this, I feel like this film chose style over substance. So visually, Civil War is a masterpiece, but at times it leaned a little too heavily on its visual storytelling. Some of the themes could have been explored more deeply through dialogue or character moments. Garland's choice to emphasize spectacle over nuance diminished some of the film's emotional resonance, in my opinion. And then finally, really, it was just like an uneven tone. The tone shifts were jarring at times. One moment you're immersed in a tense dialogue, and then the next you're thrown into an explosive firefight. While this might have been intentional to reflect the unpredictability of war, it sometimes made it difficult to fully process the narrative's emotional beats. Yeah, I don't know how you guys like that, but it was a little confusing for me. But that's all. Conclusion wise, where does that leave us? Despite its flaws, Civil War is a gripping, emotionally charged experience. Its stunning visuals, career best performances, and thought provoking themes make it a film that lingers in your mind long after the credits roll. Garland has crafted a sobering reflection on division, resilience, and the role of media in conflict. Would I recommend it? Absolutely. But go and prepare for something heavy. This isn't your typical war movie. It's a mirror held up to society, and it's not afraid to ask uncomfortable questions. With all that said, I give it a final rating of a 4 out of 5. It is definitely a film of caliber. I loved it. Now, I'd love to hear from you guys. Did Civil War resonate with you the way it did with me? Were there moments that stood out, or things you think could have been done better? Drop a comment down below and let's keep the conversation going. And if you enjoyed this review, make sure to give it a thumbs up. Subscribe for more reviews like this and hit that notification bell so you don't miss what's next. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one. And this is Jake from CINECALIBER.